A question from brother in Ankara.
Yes.
He asked that the promised Messiah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not perform pilgrimage to Mecca. Is there any information that he was indirectly stopped by the British, wrongly informed that the journey would not be safe, or the Ottoman governor of Mecca did not approve it?
It has nothing to do with the British or any information, etc. The moment he claimed that Jesus Christ was not alive, awaiting his return bodily in somewhere in heaven, the entire Muslim world turned against him. So it was in support of Christianity that they became hostile to him, not the other way around. It was largely for this they thought it to be a crime. Largely for this crime that he was persecuted, and everywhere in the Muslim world the ulama went round and round, declared his life to have been forfeited. What information was needed by the British to pass it on to him while he was living in the midst of hostility in Qadian, which was surrounded by Sikhs who also had turned against him, the Hindus which had turned against him, the Muslims, as I have already said. He was living right in the midst of extreme hostility. His life was daily threatened from morning to evening. He received letters from his antagonists constantly threatening him of murder. And also the British, the Christian clergy in India was so profoundly offended with his claim that Jesus Christ of old was dead and he had come as a spiritual image of Jesus Christ, born in Islam as a Muslim. This claim so infuriated the Christian clergy that they went to the extent of pressing false charges of planned murder, intended murder of some Christian priests and so on and so forth. So the whole picture as it emerges is that of someone who is dedicated to Islam, and for the sake of Islam he does not care to antagonize the Christian world. He goes on repeatedly making the claim that let Jesus die, because in his death lies the life of Islam. For a man like this, what need there was for the Christians, the government, to inform him that there is danger for you in Saudi Arabia? Why they didn't take care of the danger which emanated from the Christian church here in India itself? What did the British government do about it? He was so much worried for his life. Did they ever post a single centenary, a single soldier in front of his door to guard his house from any madman's attack? This is history. Not one soldier was ever posted at his door, despite all these threats to his life by the British government, So I don't know how people twist these things completely out of reality, so much so that they build stories of their own imagination, out of their imagination, somehow to link Ahmediyya with the British government. It's all a sheer stupid exercise of falsehood. Why he did not go was simply because he believed in the Quran in totality, because he believed in the conduct of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallam so perfectly that it was unthinkable for him to violate the principles of the Quran and the conduct of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in relation to the performance of Hajj. That was the only reason. The Quran clearly stipulates that you must perform Hajj if the passage is free and safe. It's a big if involved here. If the passage is not safe, then God does not require Muslims to perform Hajj. And this exactly was the understanding of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which he manifestly displayed by his conduct at the field of Hudaybiyah. Why didn't he perform Hajj? Reaching so close to the doors of Mecca, why did he not perform Hajj, despite the fact that God had shown him that he was performing Umrah and Hajj later on, along with his companions? Because he knew he knew the Quran better than anybody else. He knew that Hajj is not permissible if the passage is not free. So simply for the reason that Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had himself laid the path clear before him of what to do and what not to do. He followed his example, he followed his understanding of the Quran. And despite his deep desire to perform Hajj, he could not, because the Quran would not permit risking your life for the sake of Hajj. Right? Because the very performance of Hajj and risking one's life, they do not go together. Because Hajj is a symbol of sanctity and sanctuary, not sanctity but sanctuary. Aman is related with Hajj. So because of this, the Holy Quran has so wisely taught the Muslims that Aman and Hajj, they must go together. You must not violate the principle of Aman for the sake of performing Hajj. Thank you.